and Virginia. We're so happy and grateful that you've taken the time out to join us today. I have with me my special guest, Gil Rogers with Areas Appraisals, and Gil is going to share with us about appraisals. First, Gil, if you can tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I've been appraising in Northern Virginia, DC, and Maryland since 1991.
Oh, wow. That's a long time.
Yeah, about 28 years.
Okay. And how did you get started?
I got started as a real estate agent.
Oh, you were?
Yes.
Okay.
And basically I decided I liked getting paid for my work.
I like that.
As an agent, quite often you work very hard and don't get paid.
Right, we go for a while and then, a couple months and then, may not get paid at all. Right,
Right.
Yeah. What about, let's see here, you cover Northern Virginia and DC only?
Right now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
we have 7 appraisers in our firm.
Okay.
And 2 of those live in Maryland.
Okay.
So when I first started doing Maryland, we didn't have any appraisers in Maryland. So.
Oh, okay. So what are you seeing out there right now as far as the market and the appraisals and the prices?
Craziness.
Craziness?
I'm seeing properties with up to 11 offers.
Yeah.
And going for way over list price, and actually in some cases way over what an appraisal can support.
Okay.
Because an appraiser is limited by Fannie Mae and the guidelines that we have to go by.
Right. So what happens in that situation when you've got that many offers on a property and you've got a sales price? Do you take anything into consideration as far as the amount of offers that you received?
Well, we can. What we have to do, though, is everything we do, any adjustment we make, we have to find support in the marketplace.
Right. Makes sense.
So in a case like that, with 11 offers, I would try to find a property that was similar, that was under contract.
Okay. So you can use home sets under contract for the appraisal?
We have to use, most lenders require us to use at least 1 or 2 active or
current
pending
ones.
sales.
Okay.
In addition to the settled sales.
Okay.
These days, yeah.
Okay.
And they want us, the more recently settled, for the settled sales, the better.
Okay.
90 days is ideal.
Okay.
Up to 6 months is acceptable. Over 6 months, we have to have an explanation
as to why you went back that far. Yeah.
And in a really unusual property like waterfront or something like that, we can go back as far as we need to, a couple of years.
Oh, you can?
Yeah,
okay, because they're because they're unique properties.
Right. I did one property over in Alexandria on the river, 25 acres.
Wow.
In Alexandria on the river.
How do you find 25 acres in Alexandria on the river?
One of my comparables came from Talbot County.
Really?
Yeah. Because it was such an unusual property.
Yeah.
I had to go where the comparables were.
Wow. All the way out, and the bank was okay with that. They accepted?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because it's very unusual.
But you have to get authorization from the bank to do unusual stuff like that. And they've got to know up front on a property like that it's not going to be a typical Fannie Mae appraisal.
You're going to go way out there, Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the differences between FHA and conventional appraisal. I think you said you don't do VAs.
Right, so, I don't do VA. I'm not on their panel.
Okay.
VA appraisers quite often are more bureaucrats than anything else. But I do FHA. FHA requires a more thorough inspection. It's not really a home inspection. It doesn't replace a home inspection.
Okay.
But we're supposed to make sure that all the appliances work. We're supposed to test the outlets and make sure the windows in the bedrooms open, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Do you also check the plumbing? And
we have to make sure the plumbing is working.
Dishwasher, washing machine, things like that?
Well, we don't run the washing machine or the dishwasher.
Okay. Just the electrical, the plumbing.
Flush the toilets, make sure the lights come on.
Okay.
Test the outlets.
Okay.
Make sure that when you open the refrigerator that the light is on and it's cool inside.
And it's working. Yeah.
And if you're doing an FHA sale as an agent, make sure the utilities are on for the appraiser.
Right. Yeah, sometimes you get calls about that. So on your appraisal, if there are any repairs or anything with FHA, what you would do is you would actually put that on the appraisal so that it
Yeah.
has to be taken care of
Right.
before closing. Because I know a lot of times, like on the offers, when we write offers, we put on there a limit as to how much you can, the seller can give back to the buyer as far as a credit if there are any repairs that's needed per the appraiser on the appraisal.
Well, on FHA, they have to be done before closing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't get around it.
Yeah, the
there's
biggest thing on FHA, that probably the number one repair, as it were, that we get is lead-based paint issues.
Really?
Yeah, if there's any defective paint services, any peeling paint, or where the paint is gone and you can see the bare wood,
Yeah.
if it's lead-based paint built before 1978, it's got to be fixed.
Okay.
And when I say fixed, I mean it has to be scraped, all the flakes picked up and disposed of properly,
Okay.
and it gets pretty complex.
Wow. So you put that on the appraisal if it's before 1978. If you see any kind of issues that could
With the
cause
paint.
lead-based paint.
Yeah.
Wow.
And around here we have a lot of properties.
Yeah.
Before 1978.
And that. I mean, that can be a lot of work. I mean, so what if, let's say, yes, it's before 1978, and it's been painted over several times. You know, do you still
Or
recommend?
the paint surface is intact.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Okay. Yeah, because it can be very dangerous. But yeah,
Right.
but even if you see like a little
If we see flaking and
little
peeling,
flaking or something, basically you
we
recommend
have to
it.
condition it.
Wow. Okay, that's good to know. That's a lot of work. That can be a lot of work.
It can
yeah.
be, yeah.
Yeah. Tell us. A lot of times we get confused. We get confused about assessments and appraisals
Okay.
as far as value. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, assessments have nothing to do with appraisals.
Yeah.
Appraisals have nothing to do with assessments, other
Yeah.
than the assessor does what's called a mass appraisal.
Okay.
They can appraise whole neighborhoods at a time. Don't ask me how, because I
Yeah.
don't know how they do that. But in Fairfax, for example, homes are assessed as of January 1st of a given year.
Of the year. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and that's the value that they base their taxes on. Usually it runs 10 to 20% behind
Okay.
the actual market value.
The value.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, I mean, depending on areas, you know, you look at the assessment and there's no rhyme or reason as far as the actual value or the assessment. It's like, where did they come up with that number, you know?
Right.
And that happens a lot.
Yeah,
you know?
well, actually, I have a bone to pick with the assessors and the way they
Yeah, great.
reassess, because when property values go up in an area,
Yeah.
the thing that has increased is the land.
Right.
The
Yeah.
house itself doesn't cost a cent more, hasn't increased in cost.
Right.
But
It's the land,
they,
the area.
they distribute the increase equally between the land and the house. And
Okay.
I think it should just be in the land, but
Okay, yeah.
That's
there's,
me.
Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason, basically. So one of the big questions that I had basically was sellers getting ready to put the home on the market, okay, and they want to put in some improvements on the property. So their HVAC system and the roof, let's say, is over 15 years old. And they're saying, okay, we're going to go ahead and replace the HVAC system. We're going to put a new roof on the property, and maybe that'll get us another $20,000, $30,000 on value.
it might. But what it's more likely to do is get a quicker sale.
Okay.
It might make the buyer choose your home over somebody else's.
Over the other, yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times there are things basically that you have to take care of in the home itself before you actually, I mean, you're living there, you know, taking care of the actual systems itself. It's not going to give you that much value when it needs to be replaced
Right.
in the first place, like the roof, you know,
Well,
for
yeah,
instance.
if it needs to be replaced, you should replace it for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's just maintenance. An example is I've got a home over in Springfield with a brick-walled patio out back. It's a big 30 by 30 brick patio.
Okay.
Well, the chipmunks had gotten in
Oh, no.
after 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
And, the patio had all kinds of dips and waves
Yeah.
and settlement. And so I had the whole thing replaced.
Okay.
Now, I spent $14,000,
Okay.
started out with the patio, and when I was done, I had a patio.
Okay.
No
Yeah.
increase in value.
Right. You just took care of
Maintenance.
it. Right.
Maintenance.
Yeah, it's a maintenance issue.
Some things
yeah.
are maintenance issues.
Yeah.
Other things like remodeling a kitchen or a bathroom
Yeah.
and repainting, new carpet. Those are the kind of things that buyers notice.
Yeah. A lot of times too, people think, okay, the carpet, the painting, basically, let the buyers come in and choose their own colors. They haven't painted the house for 10 years or something like that, but they're thinking, okay, you know what? Everyone wants to choose their own colors and choose their own carpet color. What are your thoughts on that?
Painted in a neutral color. Fresh paint is the best thing you can do. Actually, the best thing a seller can do is to hire a good agent and get a good stager to come in and stage the property.
Yeah. We haven't had a stager on here yet. We'll have to have a stager on here soon.
And the other thing is, when the appraiser comes to the house, don't walk through with them.
Leave the appraiser alone, right?
Leave the appraiser alone, because if I'm talking to you, I'm not noticing the things that need to be noticed that will give the house value.
Yeah, you mean we're not supposed to come through and give you like hot chocolate chip cookies? No.
You can greet me at the door with that.
Right. Tell the
But,
seller to leave you hot chocolate chip cookies on the table. Right. Yeah. But yeah, I had one that the seller did that, where she followed him around completely all over the place, and lo and behold, the appraisal came in lower, a lot lower than the price, and we ended up having to dispute it. But it was there were some issues.
That
in
shouldn't
it.
happen.
Yeah.
But for example, I have had to go back to a seller and say, look, we were talking, I missed the picture of the second bathroom on the second floor.
Yeah.
Could you take a picture of it and send it to me?
Right. We're all
It's either
humans.
that or
we
I
make
have to go back
mistakes.
out there.
Yeah. We're all humans. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Finished basement as opposed to unfinished basement.
Big difference.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in an area where the finished basement is the norm. It's really sometimes very difficult to find a comparable with an unfinished basement.
Right.
And if you've got an unfinished basement, I have to have at least one sale that has an unfinished basement.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I have to match. I have to have market support for adjustments.
Okay.
I can't just say, well, I know that in this neighborhood, bathrooms bring an additional $8,000 to the house. I can't do that. I have to have support. I have to have one with more, one with less.
All right. Okay. Yeah, you talked a little bit about the unique property going outside of the area as far as just getting comparables. What if you're in a subdivision in a neighborhood and there are no comps? What would you do, and how far out are you allowed to go in that situation?
It depends on the neighborhood and the market, obviously, but we just try to find if you had a buyer that was looking for a house in this neighborhood, what other neighborhoods would you show them?
Okay,
And
got it.
that's the way we have to look at it as well.
Okay.
Sometimes it's in the school district or,
Okay, so they don't tell you, the banks don't tell you can't go, outside maybe 10, 15, 20 miles or anything like that.
Well, Fannie Mae has a guideline.
Okay, yeah.
That in a suburban area, comparables should be within a 1 mile radius.
Okay,
They can be up to 3 miles if we comment on it.
okay.
I think Fannie Mae guidelines in that regard are not realistic.
Yeah, that doesn't give
because
you a lot of room.
That's not the way buyers look at properties.
Yeah. 1 mile is not that, big of an area at all as far as,
Right.
So only 1 mile, and then you say 3 miles.
Yeah,
Okay.
1 to 3 miles at the most for
Okay.
most subdivision appraisals.
Okay.
And in this area where it's relatively fully developed, we shouldn't have to go more than 3 miles for most appraisals.
Right. Well, what we're seeing right now, too, is the inventory is low.
Oh, it's incredibly low.
Yeah.
That's
So-
why we're seeing 10 or 11 offers on a property.
On the same property.
Yeah, because people have gone out, they've put in offers on different properties, and they're tired of losing properties. They need to find a place to live.
Yeah.
So they'll offer whatever They have
They
to.
can, yeah. And builders are doing really well right now because, yeah, they have so much building going on right now. So people are
Right.
waiting, yeah. One of my friends was just telling me they bought a property, and I think it's not going to be delivered until, I think, November of this year. But, you know, there aren't any properties in the area that they're looking for, so they had to go to the builder and find something. So, yeah, the inventory is super low,
Yeah.
and it's very hard to find what they're looking for, so they're going to new.
Right.
Yeah.
The farther out you go, the more inventory there is, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, I know in Frederick right now, I think it's like the average days they were saying it was plus 40 days on the market, which is a
Yeah.
completely different area than, you know, where
Right.
we are.
Yeah, 30 days is the 30 days or less is the norm around here.
And if it even hits 30 days, right? Yeah, usually a weekend and it's gone. How many offers?
Yeah.
And if it's not gone, then obviously there's something wrong, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's either overpriced or there's something wrong with the property.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about, you know, the kitchen updates, the bathroom updates.
The first thing I can say about it is don't skimp on quality.
Okay. That's, yeah.
Buyers will notice that. And those are the two biggest updates you can do, obviously, and the two most important for a buyer and an appraisal. Along with fresh flooring and fresh paint.
Right, take care of all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you get some of the sellers basically that say, okay, well, they want to come in and choose their own stuff. Again, like I said, choosing their own paint and choosing their own carpet, but it makes more sense to just go
have
ahead
it done,
and get it done. So
They don't want to have to come in and do all that.
right.
They want to have it done when they get there.
Yeah, that's the market we're in pretty
Yeah.
much, and that's
And,
why.
and they don't want to put bring their toddler in and put him down on a floor where you've had your dogs running around and your cats running around, and who knows what's in that carpet.
Right. Dogs, right. Yeah. I guess as far as any other areas that a seller should concentrate on as far as updates. Curb appeal. Okay, that's important. Yeah.
Keep the lawn mowed. Keep flowers in the flower beds. And make it look nice.
Right. Doesn't give that extra value, but it does make it pop.
That's
yeah.
right.
You know, it
Makes
gives
it
them.
pop.
Yeah.
The thing is, you want to make your house look in such a way that you're not sure you want to move now.
Right.
It looks so good.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Yeah.
Like
you
that
should be
show.
doing it all along so you enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know.
But we don't.
That they don't. Yeah, and all of a sudden they, you know, it's like they're ready to move and it's like, okay, we're not doing any of it. Yeah. So, yeah. Anything else you'd like to share with us? How about some stories? Do you have any appraisal stories you can share with us?
Well, let's see. Coming off the top of my head, you know,
any famous people you've done in the area?
I'm not. You know, it's supposed to be confidential.
I know, right?
do these
You don't
appraisals
have to tell us names.
I
You can-
did an appraisal for a presidential candidate.
Okay.
Okay, when this person was buying a house in the Washington area for cash,
Oh, okay.
and they wanted an appraisal on it, so to make sure they weren't paying too much.
Yeah.
Big waterfront property
Okay.
over in Fairfax.
Okay.
I did the biggest house I ever did. I appraised for $12 million.
Oh, wow.
That was up in Arlington on the Potomac River.
Okay. Nice.
Had an indoor pool, an outdoor pool, outdoor kitchen, a 12-car underground garage with a bowling alley,
Wow.
and a half-size basketball court in the basement with a club room so the guy and his friends could watch their kids play b-ball.
Nice. That's really nice. Yeah. Wow. Let's see here. What other questions do we have here to cover? I guess if the property, we were talking a little bit about if the property doesn't appraise and the seller says they want to put the home back on the market, they don't want to take this appraisal. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, not taking the appraisal and putting the house back on the market is risky. The buyer is always free to hold out for a lower price, which is what usually happens when you do that.
Yeah.
But what they can do is have the agent give them the comparables that the agent thinks they should have used.
Yeah.
Give those to the lender.
Right.
and have the lender give those to the appraiser and comment on them.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
There's a procedure in place
Right,
for
so
that.
if they're going to dispute the appraisal, they
Yeah.
have to show you why they're disputing the
Right,
appraisal.
and they have to
Makes
go
sense.
through the lender. They can't
Yeah.
go directly to the appraiser.
Yeah, okay. What are your thoughts on solar panels?
Solar panels are, right now, they're a big thing, and they're good for the tax break, I guess.
Yeah,
But it's very difficult. Like I said, when we want to make an adjustment for something like that, we have to find support in the marketplace, which would
Right.
mean I'd have to find a house that's sold with solar panels and see if it's sold for more because of the solar panels.
wow, so you can, yeah, you would have to go out of the
Yeah.
area possibly to get,
Yeah, I've been certified in doing green appraisals, what they call green appraisals. That means the energy efficient homes. I have a builder out in Loudoun County that does zero energy homes,
really?
net zero homes. Yeah.
Okay,
They're built in such a way that the solar collection takes care of all their utilities.
really?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go find that builder.
They have no utility
To talk
bills
about
at
that.
all.
None?
None.
Okay. So is he building homes in a subdivision, in a whole subdivision, or just like
They're-
custom homes?
They're custom homes, but they're building in a subdivision called Broad Run Farms out in Sterling.
Oh, okay. Okay. We'll have to take a note of that. We'll have him here. So it's Broad Run Farms?
Broad Run Farms.
Okay. Okay. All right.
It's a woman-owned business.
Oh, it is a woman-owned business. Okay. Okay. We're going to go out there. Yeah. And you say that's Sterling?
Yes.
Loudoun County, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. What have we not covered about appraisals?
Oh,
We pretty much covered everything here. We've
Yeah.
got the basement, hardwood floors, carpet. How about that? Yeah.
Well,
the difference between those two.
sometimes
Yeah.
it depends.
It
And
depends.
that's the best answer an appraiser can give, and the
Yeah.
most accurate one is, it depends. People
Yeah.
ask, well, how much does a bathroom bring?
Yeah.
It depends. Where are you? What
Depends on
neighborhood
the
are
area.
you
It's
in?
area sensitive. Location. It's about location.
Yeah,
It's always
yeah.
about location.
In an area of million dollar homes, a bathroom could bring as much as 20,000.
Right.
In an area of small townhouses, it might only bring 5,000, 6,000 for a full bath.
Yeah, it depends on the area, the location. Now, what about pools?
Again, it depends on the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Some neighborhoods, pools are a plus.
Yeah.
Many neighborhoods, they're a negative.
Okay. Yeah, because it can go either way. I mean,
There's liability involved, and there's a lot of maintenance costs involved.
Yeah. Some people, you either want a pool or you don't want a pool.
Right,
That's basically
right.
the bottom line. Yeah, one or the
And
other. Not getting it.
if you're in a subdivision with an HOA that has a pool, why do you need one?
Then you're good, right? Yeah.
And above ground pools add no value.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're personal property, believe it or not.
I can't remember the last time I saw an above ground pool.
No, we see them every now
Yeah.
and then. Yeah.
Way out yonder somewhere.
Usually out in the country.
Yeah, right. Way out yonder country, right. Let's see, what else can we talk about here? Kitchens. Like,
Yes.
okay, so there are two kitchens in a property. Kitchens in the basement. People actually rent out the basement. They have a bedroom in the basement, and they have an extra kitchen in the basement, extra walkout base. What are your thoughts on that when you're appraising?
Well, again, we have to find another comparable
Just
with
like
the
it.
same feature. Depends on what jurisdiction you're in too. If you're in
Okay.
Fairfax County, for example, and you have a kitchen in the basement, it has to have a current permit,
Okay.
which is only good for 5 years.
Now, do you ask for that? Do you ask for permits?
We don't, but the lender usually does.
Okay. Okay.
And the permit does not transfer from one owner to another.
Does
The
not.
new owner has to get a new permit,
Okay.
and they have to prove that it's going to be occupied by a family member.
Okay.
Fairfax County doesn't want basement apartments.
Okay. Yeah, I think Montgomery County is like that also.
Yeah,
Very much
yeah.
like that also.
DC, that's a big different story.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're all over the place in DC.
Yeah. What about if there are improvements on a property, like current improvements on the property, like the basement's currently been renovated? Do you ask for permits on that, on things like that?
Some appraisers might. I generally don't.
You don't. So it's not a rule that they have to actually...
I look at the quality of the work. If the work looks like it was done by a professional and it's been done 10 years ago.
Okay.
Now, I can check with, in Fairfax, for example, I can check online with Fairfax County to find out if there are, see what permits have been pulled.
Okay.
So I can check that way. Because most people can't lay hands on the permits, especially if they bought it that way.
Okay. Tell me about, a house that was built in 1950, back in the 50s. The plumbing and the electrical. What would you do in that situation? Since the plumbing and the electrical,
Plumbing and electrical built in the 50s is probably better than what was built in the 80s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're not going to come in and say, replace, take care of the plumbing?
No, not unless there's a problem with it.
Okay.
Because the plumbing built in the 50s is copper pipes. And the electrical is good wiring.
Okay.
Built in the 20s, that's a different story.
Yeah. But the 50s were okay.
50s are okay, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good to know, because I was worried about that as far as the electrical box. What about the electrical box?
Sometimes the boxes need to be upgraded.
Okay, so just upgrading the box.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to upgrade the box in my house because the manufacturer of that box had a number of problems with fires.
Oh, wow. So that's dangerous.
Yeah.
So that situation, you definitely have to replace it.
Yeah, all the houses in my neighborhood had those boxes.
Oh, wow. Well, looks like we're out of time so quickly again. We will be back with you. Thank you so much for your time.
My
again,
pleasure.
Gil, it was great having you. We'll be back here again next Wednesday from 1:30 to 2. Please join us. We're always happy and grateful that you've joined us, and we will see you soon. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you so much.